I'm Gary, and behind me is my Engage layout Westmorland, and this is the autumn 2023 layout update, and this, as many of you will well know, this is my first video for 7, almost 8 months now, and the reasons for that, and I apologise for not putting out any new videos, is the fact that a couple of members of my close family have been quite poorly during that time, and are still in the process of recovering. It's been a long process, but hopefully things will return to reasonable normality. And hopefully you'll enjoy the video today, and you'll be able to have a catch up for the existing or pre-March subscribers and the new subscribers. You'll be able to catch up on the layout and be able to see some of the purchases I've made in terms of logos, rolling stock and other bits and pieces that I've bought to hopefully add to the layout in the coming months. So I'll stop waffling. Let's get over to the layout and let's see what I've been getting up to. Hi, so welcome back to the Westmorland layout, ready for the layout update, and just moving to the far end. You'll see I've got a new photograph on the wall, one of Ian Cawthorne's of the A4 Union of South Africa. You'll see a little bit later on why that's relevant, but I just thought I'd give you sort of a stand back view of the layout. So this end is very much work in progress. That's quite a significant change from the March update, which we'll be covering. We've got the now newly named Hellifield Station. Decided to call it that, and then swinging round we've got the farm and the quarry building, and up on top. So we'll run through those developments to the layout shortly. You'll see up on the wall I've got my new Hellifield sign, just to signify the station name, and then I've got all of my logo fleet on the wall, because I'm terrible at remembering numbers in relation to the logo. So a quick reference chart, and then spinning back round all the way round, I've got my workbench on this side of the room, which has just all been tidied up. So yeah, so let's spin back again, and let's go over to the layout update. So we can start out at the tunnel, make our way down to Hayes Gill signal box. So nothing's changed here, other than you can see there's a couple of trains in the siding. So this is my mini scenic fiddle yard, if you will. So I've got a couple of trains there ready to go. So we swing over the road bridge, and this is the first of the changes really to the layout since the March update. So we've added in this embankment here, so that's just sculptor mould over some polystyrene, and then into the quarry itself. So we've got here a scratch built small building, so it's an office come sort of workshop, and then I've taken some of the scenics up to make way for this, so this will be being redone. And then just moving down, we've got this now additional rock that's been put in. So previously here was if you recall, was a disused line, but it didn't really make sense, to be honest, after I changed sort of the quarry around. So now I agree, it sort of closes in the quarry and makes it more quarrified, if that's a good word. So I think that's looking a lot better. So I've got to do quite a bit more weathering and scenery and so on around here. I did a couple more vehicles. These are end scenic vehicles. This one actually comes black in colour, but I've painted it up to match the other vehicles. And then you'll see previously this wasn't here at all. There was a larger building, and this is the new kit that I've got now to replace that. So we've got the conveyor drive up where they put in the rock, and then that's up the conveyor belt into this building, which basically breaks up the rock into ballast, and then that's deposited in the wagon. So we've got in here a track maintenance wagon with a 4MT at the front, and we've got a 30-ton bogie wagon with some girders on, and then we've got some dogfish wagons there. I think it's a prawn or a salmon, I can't remember, some fish of some sort. And then we've got the shark brake van at the back. So a full array of fishmongery there in one train. So that's the quarry. Still a little bit of work to do in there, but that's my next task. I'm going to get things complete, and this is the area I'm going to complete first, and then that's done and dusted, shall we say. And then coming up to tunnel top. As you're aware, last time it was pretty much complete in March, except for the garden and the building. I thought this wasn't quite complete. What I have done is finish this off. I've actually added in an extension on the side, like the prototypical house has, so to speak. And then I've also added these flowering plants as well. I've got to finish the garden off. I've bought some plants which I'll show you later, but that's pretty much done, and the garden will be done in the next few weeks, and then that'll be finished. Swinging over from the sheep farmer, this has been sort of a monumental task really since March, on and off. So what I basically did is after the March update, I completely ripped out the stream. It just looked like a grey mess really, and wasn't happy with it at all. So I ripped it out, reapplied a sort of sandy gravel bed, added the stones. So you'll see in the photograph that sort of stage of the stream build, and then I went on to paint the stream bed. So I used a couple of Vallejo paints. So I used this flat brown to do the main riverbed, and then I think I watched a video on YouTube that promoted using this surface primer, this bronze green, and it's really good. You can just make out the green in the water, under the water. So that looks good. I'm going to use that on some of the rocks as well to show that some moss and algae on the rocks. And then the water itself, I've used this Vallejo Diorama FX water texture. So it's pre-mixed. I think I've used about half a bottle on the water pour that I've done. I think I did about 6 layers of pours of water on this top section. It's not quite as deep. And then after I'd done that, I decided to change the bridge. So whether you recall, previously there was just a wooden flat bridge passing over the stream. So upgraded to a nice stone bridge. So that's a little scratch built bridge that I threw together one evening. And then as you come down to the, I suppose, the waterfall section, I've added more, had to add in lots of stones, and this took around, I think, about 10 pours, because you can only put a very thin layer on at once, and it just seems to soak it up. You seem to think you've put a lot of depth in there, and then it just seems to soak it up, and you have to go over again. You probably, I don't think you can make out, but the water is actually quite deep in areas. And the next step is to make it so the water is looking like it's flowing quite fast, particularly in the waterfalls. So I've been recommended this Vallejo water texture foam effect. So have a practice with that, starting at the top, and hopefully make that effect more realistic on the stream, on the beck, and then leading all the way to the bottom. So that's that. In terms of this section, as you can see, still no static grass down. I'm going to do that once the water's complete. You'll probably see the barns boomerang back to its location. So I do think that's a good spot for it. I didn't particularly like it up on the far hill, so I'm pretty certain, as certain as can be, that's going to be stopping there. And then I've also added these fences in as well, which on the actual viaduct itself, prototypically, these are sort of metal fences, so I'll be painting those up accordingly. Okay, so a little bit different on what's on the workbench in this video. It's really, I have got things on the workbench, but I'm not actually modelling anything at this moment in time. I just thought I'd share with you a few of the purchases with yourselves, and the reason why I've sort of gone with these. So the first item I'd like to sort of share is, as you probably saw when I was going around the layout, was these buffer stocks. So these are made by West Hill Wagon Works. So I've gone out and purchased I think 4 packs of these. So these are 3D printed, so you just got to cut them off the flashing, or remove the flashing, and then I pop those on the layout. So I need to obviously paint them up, but these are far better in my opinion than the Pico ones that you have to put together. Certainly more prototypical for the layout. So that was the first purchase that I wanted to sort of share with you. So I've got quite a number of those. The next ones, these were purchased from Model Scenery Supplies. So again, I've bought these. So I've bought some hydrangeas. So these will go in the garden, or gardens of the White House at the top of the hill, top of the tunnel. So I'm going to use those, and also the good old buddleias. So there'll be some of those going in the garden, and obviously on the railway as well, probably around the station. What else have I got? So I purchased a couple of these. I'm a bit of a sucker for these Land Rovers, so I purchased a couple of these from Replitech, and he kindly sent me a lot of these other vehicles, because you know I have a really good relationship with Replitech. They've made me quite a few customised items on the layout. So I've got some transit vans, some other vehicles, even got a steam can't think of the word. A steam engine, a steam engine to paint up. So hopefully I will get into painting some of those. And then finally, I've made a decision. It probably seems quite a straightforward decision, really, but I've bit the bullet and decided on the name of the station. So I thought I'd stick, even though it's not prototypical of Hellifield. It's my version of Hellifield, and it's probably as good as I can get within the space available. I think hopefully when it's finished, when you actually first see it, for the people who know Hellifield, you will automatically get an association with that. So we've got the Hellifield station signs, these from Sankey Scenics, and I thought which was quite neat as well. It comes with some signs for the goods depot incorporating my name, and there's lots of other signs there I'll be able to use on the layout. So I think they were £10 for those, so I think that's quite a good purchase. Actually, on the workbench, I've done a few changes, or got a few additions, should I say. So I've added some, I won't point it right at it, but I've got some under lighting now fitted to that shelf, which has made an immense difference when I'm working in this area. I purchased this corner paint storage, so I've been buying some more Vallejo paints and some other bits and pieces. So yeah, this is all good to go. Back to modelling. Got my cup of tea there. So yeah, back to getting some modelling done. Moving up the way, I've changed the this retaining wall. So it was taller than this on the March update, and I think it finished sort of here. So I've since shortened it, extended it, and I've added these coping stones on top, which are basically coffee stirrers with the ends cut off, and then I've just scribed in the individual capping stones. And I've actually used this Pico, a little bit more rigid, this Pico stone effect walling. I think it's NB40 stone, engage stone, so I've used that. Swinging across to the farm, just move the scene round a little bit. Got a few new sort of vehicles. We've got a new tractor, caravan, horse box, Land Rover. Got a bit of a scene going on there with the post office van and the collecting the mail from the post box. And we've got a rusty tractor added in the bit of a dumping ground at the farm. So that's sort of the scenery side of things. Getting back to the track work, this has been added, this crossover, and this basically allows the downline to be connected into what now is the goods yard line, which is this one here where you see the 4F. This line is still the same as in the March update, so this is the goods passing loop, and then this is the main line. I've also added in, as you'll probably notice, these embankments, or this embankment that runs all the way down to the bottom of the layout. And yeah, that was put in really as a result of an accident that I had, whereby a train, or a loco, I think it was a 4F actually, I caught it and it fell off the sides. That was before anything was added. It was just an open baseboard and it literally fell off the side. Fortunately it wasn't damaged, but it sprung me into action to put something along the edge of the layout to prevent that happening in the future. And hopefully you think that looks okay. I think it's the wall will act as an additional height, and fortunately, touch wood, I've had no other locos fall off the edge of the layout, and when I actually lean onto the layout, particularly at the far end, it prevents me from knocking locos off. So yeah, moving down, we've got the Hellifield station bay platforms are now in. Not quite finished. These have just had the first cut really, they're not fastened down. And at the other end, it still needs sorting out because of the track changes here. These are actually hitting trains and coaches, so this needs sorting out to get it to fit properly. So in terms of the additional track, this has all been this line here has been added, which comes all the way down to a point which takes it out onto the main line. We've also got this line which leads into what is now the goods yard. So that's a change from the March update, where all of this area was going to be a creamery, express dairy. That's now been potted and replaced with the goods yard. And the main reason for that is as I've acquired more wagons and rolling stock, I needed more space to store it because I've not got a fiddle yard. I want to keep them on the layout, so it was sort of needs must really. So I've got a lot more storage capacity with these two sidings, the goods siding and this additional one for the cattle dock and probably some other industry, maybe a coal merchants, etc. might be down there. I've really moved away from my normal building process where I scratch build. So I saw this goods shed online. I can't think of the name off the top of my head who it's made by, but I'll put it up on the screen. Yeah, I thought it was really a really good LMS goods shed. So that'll be being painted up in due course. And as part of the range, they do this little smaller building as well. So I think the two should work together well in the goods yard. And then I'm going to put save space. I'm going to put this retaining wall around the goods yard. So what's coming next in terms of this area? There's going to be some changes to the track plan, which I'm not going to go into today. That'll be in the next video and the reasons why. But basically I'm going to be adding a further curve point there. Unfortunately this is going to have to go because I'm going to literally have two lines here, and then these two lines and this curve point is going to be moved up here. So that's going to be not going to look great, and probably prototypically you wouldn't have a bridge crossing over four lines. So that's going to go, and the tunnel mouth will probably be around here. So I suppose the advantage is I'm going to have a larger or a longer length of track, which will be more of a sweeping curve or curves to view the trains coming in and out of the station. So let me know what you think about that in the comments, whether you think the curved points are a good idea. I know Ian's N-Gauge has been carrying some tests. I've sort of been carrying out my own on this particular curved point with no real issue. So I'm looking to probably put an embankment here and probably an embankment on the other side. But since we've lost or removed the road bridge, I'm going to have this where this white plaster is. This is going to be an area which I don't know now what to do with, because there'll be no road bridge passing over here. I was potentially going to have some buildings here, so maybe if you guys have got any ideas for this area, I could just stick some trees there or some scenery, but just thinking it might be might be a good idea to have something else here, although it is obviously very close to the steam loco depot. So yeah, if you've got any ideas, please leave that in the comments. So that's where I'm at. I've not done. Okay, so during the last few months, managed to get away on holiday up to Scotland. So we had a nice week away. The weather was pretty kind to us. So one of the days we ventured up to Aviemore, and up there we sort of stumbled across the Strathspey Railway. That's a bit of a tongue twister. And just as we arrived, lo and behold, there was a 2MT just moving around in the sidings. So on the back of that visit, I came back and thought, yep, I'm going to look out for a 2MT, and this nice example just so happened to pop up on our friendly eBay, and I think it was from Rails of Sheffield, and yeah, put a bid in and got that. And yeah, really pleased with the model. Nice smooth runner. I've also just in the last few weeks ordered a Dapol A4. That was the Union of South Africa, and that subsequently arrived a couple of weeks ago. Unfortunately, on receipt of that, the box was, sorry, the loco was damaged, some of the running gear. So just show you on the photograph that I took the issue that I had with that, and that's since well, just literally gone back to get a replacement. I'll give another chance to Dapol to come up with the goods, but wasn't overly impressed with the first version that I got. So on to some of the other purchases that I made and additions to the fleet. It's been primarily goods wagons, and what I tend to try and do is do some research beforehand and then try and find the wagons online. Some of these can be quite rare to find, like these Cov Hop wagons that you see here. These are the first 4 wagons behind the WD, and I've been looking for those for a while because I'd seen them in a book that I've used for reference. What I tend to do is my research first, so I use this book quite a bit. So yeah, this is what I sort of use, and I sort of sift through the book and sort of try and replicate what's on the SettleCarlisle line. So as you see here, we've got the WD8, and lo and behold, right behind it are the Cov Hop wagons. that you see in front of you. So that's what I tend to try and do for the more unusual sort of wagons. So let's see the new purchase in action. Let's get some trains running. So I'm going to run a few trains continuously. So sit back and enjoy. Okay, welcome back, and hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry it might appear a bit random, as you can probably guess. I'm very much out of practice putting these videos together. Got to get back into the swing of it, and yeah, but hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully the new subscribers have got up to speed with the layout, and hopefully the next video won't be quite as long as last time. So from me, cheers, enjoy your modelling, and hopefully see you soon. Bye.